Hello, geometry students. Today we are talking about surface area and volume of spheres. To find the surface area of a sphere, you're going to take 4 pi radius squared to get the surface area. To find the volume of a sphere, you're going to take 4/3 pi r cubed. Is the formula, and I will give you the formulas on the quizzes and tests. So let's take a look at example number 1. Find the surface area of each sphere or hemisphere. A hemisphere is a half of a sphere around to the nearest tenth. So in example number 1, I'm looking for the surface area. So the surface area equals 4 pi r squared is the formula. And so I need my radius. And so in this example, this line here is going all the way across, so that would be the diameter. So I need to use half of 7, which is 3.5. So to find my surface area, I'm going to take 4 pi times 3.5 squared. I'm going to go ahead and type that into my calculator. I could, if they asked me for an exact answer, I could take 3.5 squared times 4. I would get 49, and then I'd write pi, and that's area, so that would be inches squared. So if I'm asking you for an exact answer, you're going to leave it in pi form. The book and this example here says round to the tenth, so you can go ahead and punch that all directly in your calculator, and then round to the tenth. So when I punch that in, I get 153.9 inches squared. Boxing in your answers, communicating what your answer is. Let's take a look at example number 2. We're asked to find the surface area of this hemisphere. Now this problem is a little bit trickier, people. To find the surface area, you're going to have a half a sphere, plus you're going to have that circle. You guys see that right here? You're going to have this circle, and you're also going to have the half of the sphere. So you're going to have to find half of the sphere first. So surface area equals a half sphere's area is 4 pi r squared, and my radius is 3 squared. Then I have to find the circle, which is pi r squared. So now my surface area equals, move this up a little bit, I need to take half of 4 pi times 9, I get 56.5, and I need to take 9 times pi, and I get 28.3. And I'm going to add those two together. I get 84 and 8/10 feet squared. So be careful on this, people. A lot of people do the half a sphere, and this is what they forget. So try and remember you also have that circle is what you got going there. Let's take a look at example number 3. Okay, it says you have a sphere and you have a circumference of a great circle, which is pi centimeters. Great circle is the largest circle in a sphere, and I don't have a diagram at all, so let's just look at the above picture for a minute. I'm going to look up above here. Your biggest circle in your sphere is called the great circle. So do you
please excuse me for a quick announcement. Just want to.
All right. Let me see, Dr. J interrupt me there. I was talking about the great circle. It's the largest circle in the whole sphere. So when you look here, this is my great circle. And so they give me the circumference of that. If I'm going to find my surface area is 4 pi r squared. So I need the radius. So in order to do that, circumference is 2 pi r. I'm going to have to use my circumference formula. Pi is my circumference. Pi equals 2 pi r. So at this point, I can see I'm going to divide by pi. That's going to get me 1 here. 2 r, and then I'm going to divide by 2, so a half is my radius. Now I can go in my surface area formula. Surface area equals 4 pi, and then I have the half squared. So I think that these are the types of problems. 2 and 3 are the types of problems that you're going to see on tests and quizzes. Number 1 is really just a plug and chug. Put the numbers in the formula and kick out the answer. If I'm giving you the formulas, I'm not going to have you do a plug and chug problem. I'm going to have you do a problem that you have to do more on. So now go ahead and take a half squared, times it by 4, and then times it by pi. Your surface area ends up equaling 3.1 centimeters squared. All right, so let's take a look at the next part where we're looking for our volume. Number 4 and 5 say find the volume of each sphere or hemisphere and round to the tenths. All right, so I'm going to look for volume. Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Oh, so this is a plug and chug problem, guys. I'm giving you the radius right here. Plug and chug in there. Volume equals 4/3 pi 5 cubed. So go ahead and punch that into your calculator. Volume equals, I get 523.6 feet cubed. All right, let's take a look at number 5. All right, you have a sphere. You're asked to find the circumference, or asked to find the volume when you're given the circumference of the great circle is 25 feet. Now, keep this in mind. Both of the examples I've done said you have the circumference of the great circle. Sometimes I might say you have the area of the great circle. When you're working with circumference is 2r pi. Had it been stating area, then you would have to use pi r squared. I'm asked to find the surface area, the volume. So I'm going to use 4/3 pi r cubed. So I'm going to have to take my 25, plug it in for my circumference, and then find my r. So 25 equals 2r pi. Your goal is to get r alone, so go ahead and divide by 2. 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. And then you still have your r, and you still have your pi. Okay, so now divide by pi. So 12.5 divided by pi is your radius. Now I know what you people are going to do. You're going to go ahead and type that into your calculator, and you're going to get a radius, 3.97. Now I encourage you, keep that calculator full. Now we need to come over here and put that into our formula. Volume equals 4/3 pi. Yeah, I have 3 and 97/100ths on my calculator, but I have a whole calculator full. So take what you have for your answer on your calculator, raise it to the 3rd power, multiply it by pi, and then multiply it by 4/3. You need to keep your calculators full and be as accurate as possible, people. So in this situation, my volume ends up being 263.9 feet cubed. Now earlier I did not keep my calculator full. I just used what I had written right here. You know, when you're raising something to a power, then your error gets greater and greater. If you had used the 3 and 9700ths and not kept your calculator full, then your volume would have been 262.1. So do you guys see here that you're going to be off a little bit? You're not keeping accuracy. This is your answer. So keep your calculator full, people, and make sure that you're rounding to the correct place value. So we are done with our spheres, volume, and surface area. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.